So last night, I introduced to you the pattern for the gathering of the church. And we saw from Acts chapter 2 that there were at least two settings where the people of God would gather. They would gather as a large group, but they were not actually gathering in the temple, but they were in the porch, okay, where there it is open for people, and where that's where the working of God, and Jesus taught there, and Jesus performed miracles there, and later on the apostles themselves performed miracles there, and we made the conclusion, that it's not about the building, okay? It is about God being in the midst of us, even in a public place like the porch, and it gives us the idea that the church is not supposed to be confined within the four walls of a building. Okay? And the second pattern for the gathering of the church was they were gathering in homes, from house to house. And again, we emphasize the fact that this house church concept that we are now trying to really put effort on to be implemented during this pandemic time is not a new thing. It is what is already as an essential expression of the church life of the early church. Okay, so in this course, Pastor Ray is actually giving more focus on the implementation of the Operation House movement. And he has given you all the scriptural background and everything, most introductory part and the biblical foundations for the church and church life. My part is to focus on training you how to conduct, the house church gathering. You had been already told that our house church meetings should not be a mini version of the Sunday gathering, okay? And the key word that describes the house church gathering is, it is participative, okay? The people there should participate in the house church gathering. Okay, so I want you at this time to remember the video that I asked you. So, in a house church gathering, things happen like there's worship, okay, there's fellowship, there's even eating time if you want, okay. But an important portion of the house church gathering is what we call, okay, the word time, okay. When a house church gathers and it is now time for them to study the word or the discussion time on the word of God is not a time when the house church leader will preach another sermon, but rather we call it, okay, sermon-based study. It is a sermon-based discipleship time, meaning, say, in this pandemic setting, some members of the family, like here in Destiny, they attend a face-to-face church service, okay? Others who are not able, they view a live stream, okay, of a service. So whatever is the situation, well, of course, in some places, they are not yet able to have a face-to-face a church gathering, so all the members would only view, a live streaming of the pastor giving the message. So whatever the situation is, I want you to picture it this way. If we implement a house church gathering, okay, once the family gathers, okay, that what they're going to share around the Word of God is not, another sermon that, the leader will preach, but rather they first attend a service or they first view a online streaming of a service. So they hear the word, they hear the message, and then they gather for their house church gathering. And the word time there is, a sermon-based sharing time. Okay, so that is the setting in which I am making this presentation. Okay. So the leader doesn't preach a new sermon, but rather he gathers the family and they have a time to study the word, okay, a time to share on the word. And that word is based on the sermon. Okay? That's everybody gets that straight, right? That is why I ask you to view the demonstration video just to give you an idea how, okay, a house church gathering will be done in a way that the discussion and the sharing around the word is sermon based. So this is the word time for our house church gathering. Okay. Now, this word time is composed of three major parts. Yes, you have typed it here. Regine, review, reflect, and respond. But before that three major parts, we have the icebreaker. And then after that review, reflect, respond is the time when we summarize. So this is the complete template that am giving you, and we will study, okay, in detail one by one. Okay, so breaker is here when the leaders start the meeting with a question for members to start sharing. Okay, that's our lesson today. I will not discuss that in detail. And then you go to the review where the leaders start the meeting with a question for members to start sharing and choosing an appropriate question that could naturally lead to the review of the word. They recall what the scripture text is. They will recall the major points. And in doing that, okay, he allows, or the leader allows the members to participate. Now, we are going to discuss that in more detail on Wednesday. And then the two parts next are the times when members really share. Okay? And here is the reflect time. Where the leader would say, when you listen to God's word, there is part of the message which is most inspiring, meaningful, or challenging to you. Then you ask the members of the group to share around 3 minutes each in answer to that question, because it's based on what they have reflected on the word. We will also discuss that in more detail. And the last part is respond, where leaders ask, how did you apply, or how will you apply that particular truth in your life? If they reflected on the word and they saw a part of what has been preached as most meaningful to them, it should not end there, but rather they should proceed to leading. The leader should proceed leading the members, to the application, because we know that we are not only supposed to be hearers of the word, we are supposed to doers of the word. And when people begin to act on the word they have heard, okay, then that's when change and spiritual growth happens. Okay? And then, of course, the last one is summarizing, okay, where leaders summarizes or mention highlights from what the members shared with the purpose to affirm their fruitful contribution to the group. Okay, now, since I ask you to watch the video, let us have like just a 10-minute time to evaluate the video that you have seen. Help me out, in making the evaluation based, on the template. Let's see how did that group in the video demonstration do it. All right. So that was a video demonstration that I showed you. Actually, that was done, class, at the very beginning of the lockdown here. When the lockdown was announced here, we had to send our Berean students then, batch 28, Regine, hurriedly, because they need to be able to go home before, the lockdown started. And we actually were not able to finish the whole school year, but finally we finished them by online classes. And so we had around 6 students left with us here because they could not go home. So those students that you saw on the video are Rene, who is now in Mindanao, ministering among the Muslims. And we have there, I think, James C. also, who is now also in Mindanao. And, of course, our stay-in staff, Laddie and Rusana. And I think we had there Lloyd also, who is also from Mindanao, and it took him, I think, almost a year before he was able to go home. And then we started, we were not able to hold services, and then so I thought, Pastor Ray said, let us really start, training our people how to conduct house church gatherings, and so we had that demonstration video. And the video was on the message, one of the first messages that Pastor Ray preached online, okay, during the lockdown, okay. So if you watch the video, now let us answer these questions very quickly, okay. First was the icebreaker time, okay. Those of you who watched the video, what was the icebreaker question, okay? Please quickly type. What was the icebreaker question? Okay. Believe ko kay Karina, ang bilis, oh. When the lockdown was announced, what was the first thing that came into your mind? Okay, very good, very good. At naalala yung mga answers nila, di ba? Isa sabi niya, kaagad ang naisip ni Lloyd, lalo na si Lloyd, ba? Wala nang graduation. Okay? Yung kagad. Yes. Okay. So, ako naman, yeah. You remember me. I was thinking about a lot of milk for our twins. Okay? Yes. Okay. That's it. Okay. So, that's what an icebreaker question is. Just to start off the sharing in a very relaxed mode. Now, was the icebreaker appropriate in terms, of the people attending the meeting? Okay, yes, because I had students with me. Now, was the ice really broken? Was the ice really broken? All right. And what was the transition statement? The icebreaker and then to the word. You have to have a transition. Okay, what is important when something that is unexpected happens, what comes out of us is what really matters. So, in our sharing this afternoon, we will be talking about another message that Pastor Ray spoke to us, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. Thank you. That's very good. Very good. Okay, let's move on to the next set. Okay, on the review part. On the review, what did you observe in the way the review part was conducted? How? Yeah. It was interactive and got everyone thinking. It was really a review, all right? It was conducted on the assumption that the listeners have already listened to the original message. However, it was sufficient to still be applicable to even first-time listeners. Oh, that's good, Phileo. Everyone shared. Okay, so it was participative. It was interactive. All right, that is good. So even the review, so as I told you, it is not time for the leader to preach another message, okay, but rather to recall, okay, the points of the message. And so it is good and it's better, if the members are contributing in the recall, okay? Now, I think on Wednesday, I'll be explaining more on that, the value of review. What is the next question here? So what guidelines can you get from this demonstration with regards to the review? You pretty much have answered this question. It must be participative. It must be interactive. Very healthy setup of conversation. Okay, right. Let's go to the next set. Questions on the sharing time of insights and responses. Okay, here. What can you say in the way the participants shared their insights and responses? They were associating their answers to personal things. Okay. A healthy deal of transparency. Wow, that's a very good observation, Phileo. I like the words that you are using here. Healthy deal of transparency. Okay, they were engaged and were sharing great insights. Yeah, they were out of their own personal experiences, okay, directly related to the need of the will of God and what people currently need right now. Yes, staying positive. Okay, relate sila gawa and personal gain, okay? Experiential sharing. Yes, Doc. mas nadig ang ila na learn nila sa sermon. Sa positive sharing. Okay. All right. That's nice. Those are very good observations. They were telling their experiences. Okay. Right. So, having a simple conversation that deals with current situation of one's life. Okay. So that's good. Now, let's go to number 2 question. Was there a time that someone is quite off tangent or tended to dominate or to speak long? And how did the leader manage the situation? Okay, so nakita nyo. Was there a time like that? Daw wala naman. Okay. Yeah, daw wala din. Yun din ang observation ng karamihan sa mga house church leaders. Okay, they know the limits. Yes, a little bit. The leader threw in statements of agreement and kind of asked more leading questions. Okay. So I think it was the leader. It was me who talked more. I should talk less. Okay. Wala. All right. Well, of course, those were my Berean students, and probably they were afraid to talk more. Okay, anyway. But sometimes in our setting in the house, there would be some who would tend to dominate, and we will also learn how to handle, situations like that. All right. Now, here's the next question. Whom did you like best among the participants and why? Okay, so yung participants natin. All right? Okay, come on. Let's put on record who your favorites are. Isa lang, Kisaya. Sino yung favorite mo? Si Ate Ladi. Si Vicky, lahat. Ate Ladi. The first one, who was that? I think it was Renee. Ang daming fans ni Ladi dito Si Ladi, okay? All of them, kasi varied ang sharing. Oh, my fan na dito si Mami. Oh, many of you related with Ladi. I think because Ladi talked more about how she used the virtual world, to connect. And many of you related to that. I love them all, pero mas nalipay ko kay Lloyd. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Okay. Sino yung favorite nyo? Don't hesitate. Yung katabi ni Ma'am Zenny. Sino yung katabi ko? Sa kabila ko yata si Lloyd. Okay? Si Lloyd. Okay. Ang babae or si Mami o ang babae. Okay, si Lloyd. Alright? Kayong mga andyan sa Mindanao, parang paborito nyo si Lloyd. Andyan kasi taga Mindanao din yun kasi. Alright? Okay, so you have your reasons why But this is a good thing, class. You see, actually, one way to augment a training like this, because conducting a house church gathering in this manner needs skill. Pwede kayong na pagkatapos ng inyong sharing or ng inyong house gathering, yung sports lang ba? Sabihin mo sa lahat. Sige ngayon, pagkatapos natin, i-evaluate natin kung paano nag-participate ang bawat isa. Okay? Alright, so thank you for all those observations. Okay. Now, number 4, what did the leader do to encourage participation? See, call them by name and ask each to share their insights. Okay? Ask question, motivation, ask questions. Let them speak and ask them one by one. Ask relevant question. All right? Anything else? There's one thing I remember well that I did, which I actually normally would always do. What I would do also is to affirm if there is a good answer, no? Okay, just chill and not controlling. A friendly environment. Salamat. She allowed them free to speak. All right. Okay. All right. You're a very good group of students in making observations. So, did not correct outright. Yes. Thanks, Doc. All right. Okay. Now, I think we have a last question here. Here. General observations. Okay. Describe in one word the general atmosphere of the entire meeting. Okay, give me one word quickly. Chilla, connected, participative, positive, happy. One more. Light? Yeah, hindi heavy, no? Hindi yung talagang naninigas yung mga participants. Ay, ito na naman, sermon time na naman, okay? Lalo na siguro kung si tatay ang mag-lead, mga anak ay okay, it's casual lang, motivating, okay? Daw nami mag-join sa talks niyo, ma'am, kay daw bandi lang. Okay, it's bandi, relaxing, positive. All right, more words? Chill lang, no? Okay, I think more comfortable to share. Okay, it's new. So this must be a new thing for you, Regine. Okay, more typing. I want to wait for those words. Daw family lang. Yes. Kasi this is house church. Dapat family lang, no? Okay. Cozy environment. Different sa church na ginagawa. Yes. That's the point. Okay, the house church gathering should not be a mini version of the church service. Okay, nami setting, it's not traditional, friendship-oriented. Yes, John Wesley, nami ang sofa. Okay, that's the sofa here in our office. Okay, okay, informal. Yes, Doc. Okay, all right. But ang na-notice ko lang kasi ay na parang nag-dress up talaga yung mga Berean students kasi sabi na, ma'am po, lalabas pala kami ma'am sa camera. Okay, because that was actually a recorded. But you know, like sometimes if it is really a house church gathering, kahit nakachinelas lang, ano? All right. Nami indeed, soft talaga yon. Yes, yung, yeah. So, Karina, you are responding to the sofa. Okay. All right. So, thank you for all those words. Okay, you got it. All right. You see, it's much better that you have observed the video because a lot of the things that I want you to get are better caught than just me telling you that this is how it should be. And I think we have the last question. I want you to answer briefly also. What one thing you learned that you will apply next time you will lead your house church meeting? Now, this is actually a question I asked to our existing house church leaders, okay, that after they have learned this lesson, that there must be some change. So, kung ikaw ay already holding some house church meeting or had some previous experience in house church meeting, what one thing did you learn that you will apply next time? Okay? That you will have an opportunity to conduct a house church gathering. Okay? So please give me your answers. Let everybody talk. There's participation. Affirm each other. Yeah, I like that word, Karina. It's not about one person. It's all about all. One thing I learned, just be the facilitator. Allow them to talk out their hearts. Everyone must participate. Should be intentional and interactive, okay? That everybody can participate, be open, yes, not so serious, yes, okay? I would like to mirror the icebreaker kay medyo kaboring kung wala icebreaker. That's true. We'll proceed now in the next few minutes in icebreaking, John Wesley. Okay, do not be seductive. Focus on the word. Do not inject some unnecessary opinions. Yes. Dapat everybody is comfortable and free to share about their thoughts. That everyone participate, not so formal, icebreaker nami gid, fun and meka relate. Let everybody enjoy the meeting. Yeah, we didn't have snacks there actually. We will have, I told them we're going to have snacks the next meeting. All right. Those are good observations, class. Those things are things that you learn, no? And for you to be able to give this feedback, I believe you are learning things. Kaswa lang ang paggather and allow them to express themselves. My relationship na na-build. Okay. Okay, so I think the brilliant students and the staff who were with me in this demonstration video will be happy to read your comments here. They did a great job actually in that video. Okay. Congratulate niyo si Lloyd, si Rene, si Rosana, si Ladi, for doing a great job in that demonstration video. Okay, now if you want to view more demonstration videos, actually you can just check it out in my YouTube channel. There are still 2 because what you viewed is the number 2. There is still demonstration video 1 and 3. Okay, congratulations sa mga artista. And hey, please let me remind some of you who have not yet subscribed to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel and get notifications if I upload more. All our Operation Home Base videos will be uploaded in my YouTube channel. And we will proceed to ice breaking. And we're going to have, again, some interaction in this lesson, okay? Because this is a skill material that you have to develop. It's important that we do some interaction and participation here. Thanks for those big thumbs up. Okay, let's talk about icebreaker, the why, and the how. Okay. What is an icebreaker? Well, literally, as the drawing shows you, it's breaking the ice. Okay, yan, you know what ice is. Ice is hard, ice is solid and cold. And sometimes, at the beginning of a gathering, it seems that the atmosphere is like that. Everybody is stiff and hard and cold and distant. Okay, and so there is a need to break the ice. So an icebreaker is an activity, a game, or an event that is used to welcome and to warm up the conversation among participants in a meeting. Okay, that's why it's important to have an icebreaker. Okay. So why have an icebreaker? Now, always we are discussing my material here in relation to a house church gathering. But of course, the principles that I'm sharing here would well apply to other settings like youth meetings or a meeting with your staff or whatever. But let's just focus on relating this to the house church gathering. So now you're going to have a house church gathering. At the beginning, this is a possible scenario, okay? The members gather around, but there is no eye contact. Some are doing something else. Not all are focused. Probably the young people are still on their iPad. The children are still on their games, on their iPhone. Okay. Si nanay andun pa sa kanyang niluluto kasi kailangan magluto bago mag-gather. Okay, so some maybe still are doing something else. It could be that there is a deafening silence. Parang mupo ng lahat. Okay? And it seems like parang signal sa kanila, sige, ito, Bible study na naman tayo, mag-church time naman tayo. Okay? And they sit down because that's what they do in the church building on Sundays. Okay? Or the other extreme is everyone is talking all at the same time. Meron naman kasing mga family na talagang, just happy family lang. They talk, okay? At nag-gather na nga kayo, but everybody is talking all at the same time. Or there is awkwardness. Now, tell me, is this possible? Is this also happening? Has this happened in your own home, in your own house? Pag nag-gather na kayo for, say, a Bible study or a house gathering, I wanted to know that if you are relating with this. Okay, all right. It's good. No? I need to know that we are addressing real situations. Sometimes, yes. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right. So, therefore, the meeting leader needs an effective way to get the group to work comfortably and cohesively. And that is why we need an icebreaker. Okay. What are the purposes for icebreakers? Here, number 1 is to relax the participants. Okay? Kailangan talagang mag-relax. Okay? Because I don't know. Well, because you see, we come from a very religious background that going to church would mean you have to sit still there. Yeah, parang hindi relax ba? And that's really a bad thing to happen, especially in a gathering where you're supposed to be in the presence of God and you're going to learn the Word of God. Everybody must be relaxed, okay? Number 2, remove pre-existing tensions. Hey, this is family setting, okay? And it's true. Whether we like to admit it or not, there could be some existing tensions already. Okay? It's related to number 3, to break down barriers between members. Why? Because you see, probably may nangyayari na sa bahay niyo, di ba? Probably baka nag-away, there's sibling rivalry, or probably yung during that week, napagalitan ni nanay o ni tatay yung mga bata at yung mga anak are still hurt inside, or probably the parents are feeling frustrated with the children, you know. So, so is this true, class? That there could be pre-existing tensions and barriers that are already among the family members. Is that true? Yes po. And now you gather together to share on the Word of God. And unless you break those existing tensions and barriers among members in your family or in the household, you cannot proceed to a relaxed and profitable sharing. Okay? So true, Mom. Yes, that's true, Margie. Number 4, to remove inhibitions. In a group, some will be reluctant or they don't feel free to share. Alam niyo ba kung bakit, class? Alam mo yung mga Pilipino, meron tayong isang trait. Yung ayaw nating magkamali. Kasi pag nagkamali ka, ang experience natin noon sa school, pag nagkamali ka or nagbigay ka ng maling answer, anong ginagawa ng mga tao? Yung classmates mo? Huh? Yeah, they laugh at you. So, yun talaga yung parang mindset ng mga Pilipino. Yung parang default yan. Kaya, in a sharing time, okay, ayaw nilang magsalita. They have all those inhibitions. In fact, it's funny, if I may mention this, wag lang kayong magalit. You ask for a Q&A every Saturday, and if you notice, we haven't really proceeded with that yet. Probably one of the reasons we had been very busy. But kung minsan parang kunting frustration sa amin ni Pastor kasi gusto nyo may Q&A pero wala naman kayong maraming question. At yung question sana ay around the lessons that we have learned. Well, probably because meron na inhibition ka. Sabi, ayoko magtanong, baka mali yung question ko. Okay? So yun talaga, default yun natin na mindset. And so you have to overcome them. You have to realize there are some inhibitions. Pero pag makuha mo yung feeling nila na baka mali yung sasabihin ko at pagtawanan ako, okay? Kung ma-overcome yan, kung maalis mo yan through an icebreaker, yung tawanan lang, kahit anong isagot nila, just laugh at it. And they begin to, wow, pwede naman pala akong magsalita, okay? Na okay lang pala, right? And everybody laughs at me or accepts what I say, okay? So that's one thing that the icebreaker does. Okay, number 5, encourage them to interact in a positive way. Yes, the interact. Number 6, the icebreaker is a catalyst. It increases, the doing of one thing. Catalyst for amazing and productive conversations. Class, kung may icebreaker ka, I will tell you, you will be amazed at what some of your house members would actually begin to share. Kaya alam mo, if you notice that your Ma'am Marian is giving you some activity to do, yung an hour before your class, that is actually an icebreaker. We have designed that para yung ma-build up yung inyong interaction. And I tell you, I really enjoyed last night yung mga tell a joke. Si Kisaya, ang dami niyang joke. Okay, sana, diba? Maganda yung parang may icebreaker tayo where, probably sa klase, hindi ka Parang hindi ako yung marunong magsagot sa question ni Pijo or question ni Pastor A. Pero doon sa activity time natin, oh, I have a lot of to say, and you begin to share. And that is, the work of ice breaking is a catalyst for amazing and productive conversations. All right. And number 7, help members to get to know one another. And, you see there, because do you know that a lot of things you will learn from a person once that person speaks. Ay, yun pala yung iniisip mo. Here's a story that I told actually in the training with the house church leaders. I started this Destiny Kids program with my grandchildren because when the lockdown started, I said, I want to find out what my grandchildren are thinking. Okay. And since we are in a lockdown, I had more time to do that. And so we had for some time a video program, Destiny Kids. And what I would do is I would prepare some questions for them to answer every week, and we record them. I'm gonna upload some of those videos on my YouTube channel. One Sunday, yung topic namin ay knowing more about your mom and dad. Okay, kasi mga anak yun ni Jairi at ni Annabelle. And I was so surprised, that Jethan, the second son, when he began to speak, he was so interested about the time when his mom and dad were dating. Jethan, I think, is 11 years old. And I said, what do you want to know about your mom and dad when they were dating? He said, I want to know if my dad is smooth. I said, what? What do you mean? Oh, well, he said, I want to know if when my dad and mom were dating, if my dad was very gentle. Was he a gentleman? And I was really laughing because I said, what? Those are the things that you're thinking. So for me, it was a discovery. What is going on in the minds? The older son, Jed, our oldest grandson is Jed, who is now 13 years old. He has actually autism. But I am so blessed when he begins to answers, and wow, I'm so glad that, he has overcome his autism and he can share, and his thoughts really are beautiful in our sharing time. So we get to know each other when we talk, right? Because, honestly, class, we don't really know each other much, even though we are in one home. Yes, thank you for that, Vicky. You love Jed. And number 8, purpose of the icebreaker is to build connections and relationships. All right, let's proceed. So, one of the most common icebreaker activity is giving icebreaker questions. Okay, so this is what we normally would use in our house church gathering. So icebreaker questions are a great way to do this. Okay, so let us look into what kind of icebreaker questions we can use. Okay, the icebreaker questions can be fun or even silly, right? Look at these examples that I give you. And well, if you feel you want to answer, just type in there your answers on the chat channel. Here is fun or silly. Have you gone into a room and forgotten why? Okay. A lot, lalo ng mga seniors. Another question. Have you gone out with mismatched socks or shoes on? Or, yes, many times. That's embarrassing, right? Class, I had an embarrassing situation. I think I was asked to speak in a devotional time for nursing students at Central Philippine University. And I think I forgot who was with me. And, I had a chance to go to Cambodia, and there in Cambodia, Pastor Ray bought me these 2 pairs of earrings. One is made of ruby stones, and the other one is made of blue sapphire. But somehow the design of those 2 earrings were the same. But the only thing is one had red stones and the other one had blue stones. And, after that session, my companion told me, she said, Nides, you don't know that when you turn to one side, you have a different earring, and the other one is a different. I did. I didn't know. Okay, it's quite embarrassing, but I think now anything can go. It's not anymore that embarrassing. Okay. Here's another question: what would you want to eat with rice? I want you to answer that. What would you want to eat with rice? Ketchup or soy sauce? Hi, answer me. Soy sauce. Anybody saying ketchup? Just two choices, both. Okay, ketchup. All right, you see, even a simple question like that, they just begin to answer. No question, no answer is wrong. If it's a choice question, and you begin to man, what? Well, probably soy sauce with calamansi juice would be nice on rice, but not ketchup. I don't know, but some of you like ketchup rather. Okay, so those are just some funny questions. All right, let's go to another one. Another set of icebreaker questions will be challenging questions. Okay, this one is you get them to think a little bit, but not really difficult. Here's the question: would you rather be an apple or an orange, or what? Orange, my answer Dave, because I want to be rich in vitamin C. Okay. All right. Okay. So, uh, apple. Oh, my Bill, I didn't know you like apples. Orange. Okay. Kasi need ko vitamin C. All right. That's good. Next set of question here. Here is another set of icebreaker. This one is memory based, meaning it's something that you cause your students to remember something. Okay. Here. Who was your favorite teacher and why? Okay. See? Something that you remember. Ha, Ma'am Zenny. Ngayon mo lang ako naging teacher, but thank you for being your favorite teacher. Okay. All right. Now, here's another one. When was the last time you went to the mall since the pandemic started? Okay, so you see, that's a memory-based question. And you can, so it's something, when was that? When was that? What was it? What did I do? Okay, something that you cause your members to remember. That is what we call memory-based question. Okay, and they are very easy and everybody is able to answer them. Next type of question. Okay. Everybody here is, I can't remember. Yeah, me too. Here's another type of question related to the reason that the meeting is being held. So like here, it's related to the truth that is being taught in the sermon. So like this. This is an example actually I gave to our house church leaders based on, the sermon of Pastor Ray, where Pastor Ray said, that about conversation, that God listens to the conversation of the people of God when they gather from the book of Malachi. So I gave this as an example, an icebreaker question that is related to the truth of the session or the sermon. Give the most beautiful word you know how to describe a person. Or give the most awful word you know to describe a person. And which set of words are pleasing to listen to? Of course, they would say, the good words, the beautiful words. And then my transition would be in our home gathering. What kind of words should come out from our mouth knowing that God is listening? God is listening to our conversations, and then you proceed to the review. Okay, so that's what I mean by a icebreaker question related to the reason for the meeting. There are actually innumerable available icebreaker questions. In fact, I am going to post a catalog of icebreaker questions for you in your Readables channel. Okay, but let's tackle this question in just a few minutes before we end. All right, which question will work in your gathering? Because it's important, class, that you consider the people who are in your house church. Which questions, from the so many available questions, which one will work in your gathering? So just for our workshop this morning, imagine that our house church gathering is a very mixed one. The father, the mother is there. Probably an elderly is also there. The grandparents, and then we'll have the brothers, the sisters, the uncles, the aunties. So there will be some teenagers. There will be some children. Probably some people like helpers in the house. Okay, what question will work in a gathering that is mixed, as I have already described? Okay. You have to remember, not all questions will work for a specific group of people, like what I have just described. Because each person has a theme he can freely talk about. So if a person isn't interested in a particular subject, then it won't work. So what is going to happen is, in your church, in house church gathering, some might feel out of place. Some might feel left out or embarrassed because it seems that, the question is something that, is not fit for them. Okay, so you have to ask that kind of question that would fit for all. So here are some guidelines in choosing what kind of question will work for your specific house church gathering. Again, we will evaluate, okay, the examples I'm giving you based on the imaginary house church gathering that I said is a mixed group. Okay, so first guideline, the icebreaker question should be relatable to all members, where all members can relate. Okay, so let's evaluate this. Just answer me yes or no. Evaluate the following icebreakers if they are relatable to all the members, in that house setting where it is so mixed. Okay, the first question is, what new recipe did you learn during this pandemic? Is that relatable to everyone? No? No. Okay. I don't know how Tehila and Ben can answer that question, right? Because there are children. Yeah, not all can cook. Okay. Another question here. What new food have you eaten during this pandemic? Okay, probably that is more relatable, right? Okay. May mga bagong pagkain na, hindi natin kinakain. Ngayon, kinakain na natin, di ba? Okay, another. What size of shoes do you wear? All right. Okay. Everybody can answer that unless merong somebody sa grupo mo na walang paa. Here's another one. What do you prefer? Sweet or sour? Is that relatable to everyone? All right. Yes. Okay. So, that's the first guideline. It must be relatable to all the members. Let's go to second guideline. The second guideline says the icebreaker question should be adaptable for use with children and adolescents or adults. Meaning it's pwede sa bata, pwede din sa mga adults. Okay, the first question. What is your favorite color? Adaptable? Yes. All right, of course. The second question. Which foreign language would you like to learn? Okay, not so, of course. The little children there, some are just starting to talk. Okay, good. And the last one, would you rather always be slightly late or super early? Is that adaptable to everybody? Well, yes, but I think this is adaptable to you, right? This is adaptable to... Okay, revise natin yung question. That's a good suggestion, Karina. Mag-wake up siguro. Okay. Would you rather wake up early or wake up late. Okay, so yan. Lahat ay natutulog, lahat. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Yes, yes. Okay, so you can edit the question if you feel that it is not, adaptable for everyone. Okay, let's go to the third guideline. Okay, that which all is capable to answer. Right here. What flavor of ice cream do you like best? Well, yes, everybody must be able to quickly give a yes because everybody likes ice cream. I don't know. Is there anyone here who doesn't like ice cream? Si Pastor Ray daw ayaw niya. Cookies and cream. Okay. Kung tunaw na. Okay. All right. Here's another question. See if this is some that is capable to be answered by everyone. What was the most embarrassing moment in your life? Is that for all? Yeah, no, yeah. Kasi, syempre, yung mga bata, wala pa naman silang embarrassing moment yan, di ba? Mga walang hiya pa yan. they don't see, they don't much have that kind of feeling being embarrassed, They're just having fun all the time. Wala labot. Okay, another question. Which Christmas song is your favorite? Don't answer me the song of Jose Marichan, ha? Okay. Yeah. Oh, talagang merong nagsagot dito, Jose Marichan. Okay, yung kanta ni Jose Marichan. Okay, base ma-black ka daw, Regine. Uh, okay. All right. So, are you having fun with this class? Now, as you see, it's really fun to have an icebreaker. All right, let's go to the next guideline. That which will be comfortable for all to share around without embarrassment. Okay. So, first question. When was the last time you spent time to pray for at least an hour? Is that? No. Kasi, yung ibang hindi na nagpe-pray class, they will be embarrassed, di ba? Wag naman, okay? Kung yung lesson mo, i-encourage mo sila na mag-pray, wag mo namang i-start sa ganyang icebreaker. So, all throughout, all throughout your session, they will feel guilty. Or sabi ni Pastor dito, ang iba mag-tell a lie na lang para hindi mapahiya, okay? Okay. Hindi wag naman ganyan, okay? Wag niyo silang ilagay sa on the spot ba? Mapahiya sila. Here's another one. What medal of honor have you received in school? Now, will that be comfortable for everyone to answer? No. Why? Kawawa naman yung walang medal, di ba? Okay. Yes. May embarrass talaga yung walang medal, di ba? No honor. 75 palagi ang grade, walang medal. Okay, kabit pala. Okay, I was telling you, I remember I had a brother-in-law who was a teacher, and he's always in charge of making the medals for the graduation in their school. Yung mga anak niya noon, ng mga bata pa, they really wanted to have a ribbon or a medal. Kaya, ang ginagawa ng aking, yung brother-in-law, he would make some medals for them. Yung mga title niya, most odorous. You want to parade around with a medal or a ribbon titled most odorous. Okay? Okay. Vicky, tigulang na wala gihapon ka avail medal. Okay, so that is not a good icebreaker question, right? Let's go back. Here, what is your favorite time of the day and why? Will this be comfortable for everyone to answer? Okay. Yes. si Doc lahat bigyan na lang ng medal. Okay, but we are now the next question. Yes, it will be comfortable. What do you like, the day or the night? Okay. Okay. Siguro, si Rini Joseph kay Ma'am Jane, i-take note mo na lang, Ma'am Jane, bigyan na lang ng medal ang lahat ng mga BSM Online students. Okay, you suggest to me what kind of awards ibigay sa inyo. I think si Vicky, meron kang early bird, Vicky, na award. Palagi kang nauuna sa pagpasok. Okay. Okay. Oh, nasayahan ng lahat. I think we're getting sidetracked. Let's go back to our lesson now. Okay, so that which is comfortable for everyone to answer, it will not put into embarrassment anyone. Okay. Now, here are some alternatives, class. Another format for ice breaking is to tell one fact and one lie about yourself and see if the others can guess which one is true. I'm going to post a list of icebreaker ideas and questions which I already selected that I think would be adaptable to the house church meetings. And you can read that in the Readables channel. Okay. Now, last part of our session, let's close this and have more fun. Let's practice. Okay, quickly type in your answer in the current class chat channel. All right? So this is a very simple icebreaker, and I think you can use this very easily this week if you're going to have a house church meeting. Okay, let's do this quickly. What was your favorite child toy? Okay, type in your answers. Paper dolls, stuffed turtle, Kokomo colon. I don't know what is that. Kite! Wow! Jackstone! Pusil-pusil. Barbie dolls, luto-luto nga toys, tirador. Wow! I have not remembered that. Happy Meal, Mickey Mouse, Barbie and Matchbox doll and Chinese garter. Tarak-tarak. Yes, Stephen. I'm glad you are here, Stephen. Tarak-tarak. Kulon-kulon. Yeah, I like that. I used to have a set of clay pots, small little things, and I would really cook there. Okay. Chinese garter. Balat ng candy as money. Cooking toys, paper dolls, lastiko, jackstone, dahon ang bayabas amon. Okay? Baligya na mo ng dahon sang bayabas, bap daw pinakas, wala. Dried fish, baligya. Balay-balay. Oh. Tiniruhay. Grabe ka, Michi. Tiruhay, ganyan nyo. Snake and ladder. Okay. Yes. Snake and ladder. I don't know that. Jumping rope. Yes. Parente ni Cardo. I don't know what game is that. Slipper game, tiger bombs. Ano ay ng tiger bombs sa mata? Wala pa ang Uno and Monopoly. Tumbang preso, or we call that tumbang patis, okay? Langit at lupa, tumba patis, yes. Yo-yo, yes. Board game. Board game yung snake and ladder, okay. Turumpo. What is turumpo in English? Tap. Okay. Ngayon, Beyblade, okay? Lagsanay sa ibabaw kahoy. Chukol. I don't know what is that. Chukol. I'm learning a lot from you here. Kasal. Ligaya. Kasalan. Sino yung groom mo, ligaya? Sumpak. I don't know. Ang iba hindi ko manabalaan. Ins. Okay? Ins. Solupot. My wedding booth. Sod. Shakbong. I could imagine, class, everybody is having fun here. And I can tell you I'm having fun here because I don't even know these games that some of you are saying here. Okay. Gulo na ako. Bugoy. Okay, bugoy. Shells yan, di ba? What is shagidi? that, Joseph? Shagidi, shagidi. Okay, sungka. Okay, shatu. Wow, I don't know this thing. Ibagid sa bukid, ma'am. That's true. Shapupu. Or is that Ami, Susie, and Tessie? We used to do that. Okay. Sapupu. Okay. Napalaguay kami sa talong kong gabi. Yes. Si Chin nagkakadlaw na sa inyo. Talagoy. Sakit na imot siyan, Margie. Oh, spirit of the glass. Come on, Joseph. Nanay, tatay. Pin, di sarapin. Yes, I used to work and play that. Pin, di sarapin. Inter kong pulmo. Ang guy. Bloody Mary, I do not know what is that. Oh God, hallelujah. Sakit na ko ng panga ni Richard sa kanla. Alright, so, you see class, I tell you, if you have icebreakers, everybody in your house will be excited to gather because they know it's time for have fun, alright? So, thank you. Thank you, unggoy-unggoyan. I don't know. May unggoy-unggoyan pala na laro. Alright? Okay. Everybody just have a laugh. That's really funny. You are funny, class. Okay. Okay, let's finish with this. Okay, would you rather be clever or beautiful or handsome, and why? Okay, to bagay sa mga brilliant students. Okay, would you rather be beautiful or clever or beautiful or handsome? And why? Okay, let me see your answers. It's our last question. And answer why, okay? Your choice and your reason why. Clever, because knowledge is power. Clever, brains go all the ways alive. What is beauty if your brain is empty? Knowledge is beautiful, clever, and inner beauty. Okay, being clever is an inner beauty. Okay, beautiful feel ko lang. Sa panahon subong, okay? It's proper sa pandemic. Pwede clever kag handsome. Ikaw talaga, dalawa talagang sayo. Okay, it's okay. Clever because when you are clever, you become beautiful or handsome. Clever para wais sa buhay kay pwede man lang ka kapag wapa kung clever ka. Oh, that's wise. Clever because knowledge is power, education is importanter. Daw ka Q&A to sa pageant. Okay? Pero mas nami kung clever kag beautiful man, no? Oh, sige, mas nami gid man. Okay. Both lang bala. Okay. All right. All right. So, some of you are still typing. Let's finish with this. Okay. Clever kag gwapo duha. Enjoy gid kami, ma'am. Okay, yes. Thank you. Thank you. So that is actually my point, class. Just continue typing there. That is actually why, as I have said, it is good, to have an icebreaker, no? And as much as we have enjoyed this morning, it's always good that the atmosphere in our house church gathering is something that is relaxing, something that your members will enjoy, and I'll tell you, they will always look forward to your house church gathering. Okay, so I hope that this has really helped you. On Wednesday, we are going to talk about review and reflect. Okay, God bless you this morning. Thank you for a great laugh this morning. Okay, it has been a very heavy several days ago for us because of some bad news, but it's good to laugh because laughter is a great medicine.